All right, you ready? The lady I have the absolute honor of introducing was born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. And has been married to a gorgeous, hunky husband who you've met, you've seen, he sang with you, he's trained with you, and they've been married for 17 years. He's a former bartender. Oh, she's a former bartender and MGM blackjack dealer. She's a previous owner of 3 successful tanning salons, a multiple 6-figure income earner in the network marketing profession. And she retired her husband from the electrical union in 2012. What most people don't know about her is, and I know about this about her because we do it all the time, she is an amazing joke teller and she's incredibly funny. Ladies and gentlemen, JoJo Bennington!
JoJo.
Sunny day, sweeping up clouds away. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? On and away, everything's
That's the trouble with the world. Too many people grow up, they forget.
My mommy, my daddy, and my teachers always say to me, stop being so silly. Stop dreaming all the time. Stop fidgeting. Stop talking. What's wrong with you? Would you just grow up? Well, I just have one thing to say to all of them. Now, I know there's some of you that are looking up here right now and thinking to yourselves, what is this nut job doing? So you're not viewing me as a successful, multiple 6-figure earner about to be named millionaire in my company? That I am. But that's okay. Just stick with me. So it's been studied that during a state of play, children are more focused and creative. So essentially, my parents and my teachers stifled my creativity by telling me no and stop. But I don't blame them. I still love them. They were just parenting and teaching the way that they knew how, the way that they had been taught. And all of those beliefs and fears that had been passed down from generation to generation, all of those, that's dangerous, don't do that, don't talk to strangers, be careful. All of those now became mine. Have any of you ever heard that when you were growing up? Yes? Thank you. Did you know that children are told no an astonishing 400 times a day? Now, I appreciate the fact that they told me not to stick a metal fork in a light socket, because there are some things that are dangerous, right? But some of those fears are just made up. Were you aware that children spend 2/3 of their time in a playful state of imagination? So, would you guys be willing to play along with me for a second? Yeah. Woo! Okay, ready? Get comfy. Take a breath. And think back to when you were a child. Can you see yourself? What an adorable child you were. Can you see the house you grew up in? Your street, your neighborhood, your school, your friends? Let those images put a smile on your face. Do you remember when You would sneak your mother's favorite towel and wrap it around your shoulders, and immediately you became Superman to fly off and save the world from an evil villain with your cape flowing in the wind behind you. Or remember putting on that plastic tiara and those plastic pink high heels that almost nobody could walk in? And immediately you became a princess, governing your kingdom with knights on white horses coming to seek your true love. Do you remember that? How free that was, how happy we were? We could create anything with just our imagination. I love the quote that we started with today. Too many people grow up and they forget. Well, as I grew up, I forgot. And this imagination that used to take me anywhere to be and do anything I wanted, now held me back, kept me scared. All of those stories that I bought into, those stories, the don't do's and the be carefuls, and the what will people think of you. Oh, that's my favorite one. What will people think of me? Now I get to worry what everyone thinks too. So I would stand back and be fearful, because all of those thoughts didn't matter what it was. Fill in the blank. I was afraid of everything. I used to fly, and now I could barely get my feet to move. I would be at a party or a gathering where everyone seemed to be having so much fun, and I appeared to be having fun too. But I never really put myself out there. Has anybody held themselves back from having fun? You want to, you just don't. You're afraid. Well, I would think, what if I put myself out there? What would they think of me? Would they laugh? Would they humiliate me, judge me? So I would chicken out. And then later on, I would regret it so much. But sometimes I would be daring and I would put myself out there. And then later on, I would just beat myself up. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. They probably think I'm so stupid. I know they think I'm so dumb. Blah, blah, blah. This noise that went on in my head when all I wanted to do was play and have fun too. Noise, 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 blah, blah, blah. I began to be mentored by the most amazing person who was in total touch with playing and having fun. And as I watched him, I realized that my childlike imagination was gone. I could see it in my past. I could remember what it felt like. I just couldn't get there. On the surface, I was trying, but I was only posing. I never really went all the way. And then one day, my mentor said to me, "JoJo, I recommend that you learn how to have fun. Lighten up, go take an improv class. Start chilling out more. I promise you when you do this, your business will grow." Well, I agreed and I said, okay, and I walked away from that conversation and I went, I'm totally pissed off. Are you kidding me? I'm doing all this personal growth. I'm stretching, I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm listening, I'm spending all this time and money, and I still suck? Are you kidding me? That was the story I told myself, right? All the noise in my head, I still suck. Just another story to hold me back. It made me think of the movie Hook with Robin Williams. Does everyone know the story of Peter Pan? And the movie Hook, where it shows Peter as a grown-up and he's forgotten his childlike imagination. Well, he had seen it in me. I just had to see it in myself. And there's a scene in the movie, and the little lost boy goes up to Peter, and he grabs him by the face, and he stretches, and he pulls, and he tugs, and he looks, and then with a bright, shining smile, he says, "Oh, there you are, Peter." I felt like That's what my mentor had done to me. He had seen it in me. I just had to see it in myself. How long had it been since I had made a fort out of blankets and slept in it, had chocolate cake for breakfast, pretended I was a superhero? How long has it been for you since you've done any of that? Emerson wrote, "It's a happy talent to know how to play." A talent? Well, if I had the talent once as a child, then I must still possess it, right? So I looked and I found this quote from Richard Branson. And it said, "Fun is at the core of the way I do business. I'm aware that the idea of business being fun goes against the grain of convention, and that's not how they teach it in some of those business schools." And so I started to think, what would a fun boss look like to you? What would a fun boss look like to me? Well, I wonder if your boss came in and said to you, "Tomorrow when you come to work, bring a pillow and a blanket or a beanbag with you, because instead of sitting in our desks and working, we're going to work under them. And bring candy with you too." So imagine walking into your law firm and everyone was sitting on the floor on blankets working. Would that lighten things up a bit, you think? Make things more fun, more productive? Would that make them a better leader? If that's the way they led and thought, would that make them a better spouse, a better friend, a better parent? Is that the kind of person I wanted to be? Dr. Seuss said, "Adults are obsolete children." Well, I didn't want to be obsolete. But do you know what happened when I got told to lighten up? I got more serious. I got told to chill out, and instead, I put my head down and got to work and got serious. But as it would be, the universe always sends you the message back. Has anybody ever gotten a message more than once? And one day my mentor called me and he said, "JoJo, do you have a moment to talk?" And I said, "Of course," because my mentor was calling me, right? So he said, "Can I coach you?" Well, of course you can. He said, "I just want you to know, and I don't want you to take this personal, but someone said to me, someone that you respect and admire said to me, 'I'm very surprised that you selected JoJo for this program. She's always so negative.'" Okay, don't take it personal, really? Okay. So he said, "If that resonates with you, then maybe it's true. And if it doesn't, then let it go. But I love you, and I know that you're here for the right reason." And it was like a wave. Anybody ever go to the beach and that wave hits you and knocks you over? And right as you get back up and start to take a breath, another wave comes and hits you again and knocks you back down. I'd been punched in the stomach. Somebody I admired had said that about me. Are you kidding? Okay. I took a breath, and a couple of days later, was having a conversation with my friend. And my friend said, very matter-of-factly, "I don't know if you knew this, but when we first met, our introduction was prefaced by our mutual friend by saying, 'JoJo's not really a bitch. She just seems that way.'" Wave number 2. I had just gotten up. Now I was punched in the stomach again. I could barely reach all the knives that were sticking out of my back. Has anybody ever been talked about behind their back? Felt like it was terrible? I was betrayed. Or was I? Because maybe if it comes around again, it's true, whether you want to believe it or not. I had to decide that possibly that was how I was showing up in the world. So I decided I'd rather show up like this. I began to lighten up. I began to chill out more, have more fun, tell more jokes, be more goofy. I began to be a better person, a better wife, a better friend, a better leader for my team. But do you know what happened? My business grew at an amazing rate. Why? Because I was attracting the most amazing people and situations to myself. What happens when you listen to your coach and you do what they say? Picasso said that as children, we're artists. The trick is to grow up and still be able to be an artist. Somebody saw goofier, greater things in me than I saw in myself. And they gave me permission to stretch. Now I want to give that permission to all of you. Ellen DeGeneres said in one of her skits, she's a comedian, I don't know if you guys have seen her, she's amazing, but in one of her skits she said, what if life was like a perpetual game of tag? And no matter where we were at work or at home, somebody would just run up to you and randomly go, you're it, and run away. Oh, no tag backs. Wouldn't that be more fun every day? Wouldn't that lighten things up a bit? Is anybody willing to start that game of tag with me today? Are you willing to go to the park and play on the swings? Spin in circles until you're dizzy? Have your next board meeting at the ice cream shop? Go to work looking like this all the time. But, you know, Peter Pan needed more than a happy thought to be able to fly. Do you know what else he needed? He needed fairy dust. So, as a gift, before I leave today, I want to give you something. Oh, and by the way, you're it. I want to go.
Yeah, you go there.
JoJo, turn around.
I got a fan.
How much fun. How much fun. I love your disruptive leadership. I love that you took the norm and tossed it out and was willing. On the final day, you've had many, many examples, and you said, okay, that's nice, and I'm gonna go in that direction. And that's what we need. You know, we need people who are willing to recognize. People say, oh, Lisa, I love how you play outside the box. I said, no, you should love that I don't know about the box, right? And so you showed us there is no box.
Thank you.
I love your descriptiveness, your passion, right? Your passion, and, you know, I could feel you feeling it. I can feel you feeling your words. Clarity is powerful. When you speak with clarity and conviction, all of a sudden, I become a believer. You know, because you may be talking about something that I'm not believing yet. but I believe you, so I'll believe it, and then at some point I'll take it on for myself. So which is the role of a teacher. So I love that.
Thank you.
I love your eye contact. You were looking at the people. You're looking at the people, and I really enjoy that. Your voice, it plays, it has the vibration. I always say you want your voice to really do verbal highlights. I'm gonna coach you a little bit about that as well, but I like the way you were using your voice in fluctuation and tone. May I coach you a bit?
Please.
Okay. So, inside of your tone is a natural high pitch. So I'm right here, and I want to go here, and this is where you are, and you lived here just a little too long. I want you to go down and up, and I want you to drop it a bit. Because even when you do that, it doesn't have to be a high vibration point. I'm going to listen even more intent. At a point you want to talk up here, you can actually take me right here and pause a bit between your statements and capture my attention equally as much.
Right.
Okay, so I want you to do that because you have to watch out that if you speak at a high pitch too long, someone's going to turn off.
Okay.
Because their correlation to it is that you're yelling. And I've seen speakers want to really make you excited, so I'm going to talk to you like this for the next 60 minutes. Right? And you don't even know as the listener. You really don't even know what it is. You're just like, I'm exhausted after like 15 minutes. And then you're tired. So you want to make sure you're playing inside because as a speaker, teacher, orator, your voice is a major tool for you. So when you get right outside of that octave level that's comfortable for you and you're in that slight strain, which you were high a lot, you're flattened at the end of an hour, 60-minute,
Right.
God knows 4 hours.
Right.
You just, the work is too difficult for you. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
And so know that you can have the exact same impact without staying up there in that vibration too high. Like, knock on wood, in 20 years, I've never lost my voice from speaking as much as I speak. The one time I lost my voice was because, I believe it was because I sat in Nelson Mandela's jail cell for 8 hours just to take on who he is. And then I couldn't speak for 7 days, which I think was a more divine thing. But it never came from speaking because I'm always very mindful of where my tone is. And I'll play up there, then I'll come back, then I'll go down, then I'll pause. So I want you to play with that a lot more, okay?
Yep.
And I want you to, I love the way you did I, and then you did you. I want you to play with we more. Remember the me, we, you? I heard a lot of I, and then I heard a lot of you. I didn't hear the we, and you had such sweet we's because you're talking about losing the fun as a child. You're talking about we grow up and we get too serious. So I want you to go to that point, and I want you to give me more examples so that I could see me in it. Okay. We have a tendency to grow up and want to become responsible, right? And somehow in responsibility, we lose fun. We grow up and we want to be adults. And in being adults, we forget to take the fun things from our childhood. Just play with we for a while.
Okay.
We have a tendency to want to prove something to others, that we're smart enough, we're wise enough, we're brilliant enough, whatever that thing is, and we compromise fun for all those things. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? See, because the we becomes tribe. Me is my story, you I'm teaching. We were a tribe. So live in that we. If you're going to live anywhere, live in the we more than you live in the you or the I, because the we is going to bring you along the journey. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then I want you, after you're excited, I want you inside of your excited revelation of fun, I want you to tell me every damn day is not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Keep me inside real life. So let me just be honest with you. Every day I don't feel like a superhero. I don't feel like a super shero. Some days I want to take the very cape that I love to put on my back and I want to put it over my head. You guys see how now I'm normal? Because you don't ever want to feel like your mountaintop is so high that no one can reach you. I want to be real clear. Every day is not a laughing day. Every day I don't laugh with my husband and love everything he does. Right? Because now you're making it normal for a woman out there who's not inside this great vibration with her man. But every day I wake up and I give myself a chance again to smile, to laugh at something, even if it's myself. So I want to invite all of us, enjoy laughter, even if it's at your own expense. Be a superhero, even if it's conquering the kitchen or conquering the challenge of communicating with your child. Be your superhero. I want to invite you to be your own sprinkle fairy dust of possibility. I want to invite you. All of a sudden now you're getting into their breath. So it's that place between entertainment and depth. It's that place of inspiration. Do you guys kind of see whenever I go into that place? It's not just me and it's not just you. It's that us thing that I want to ask you, are you willing to look ridiculous for your own joy? Are you willing to have people call you a little bizarre for some more fun? Are you willing to not be concerned with someone else's perception of you more than you are with the truth that you know about yourself? Are you willing to watch a 4-year-old today, to watch an 8-year-old today, and take a few notes? Are you willing? Every day I'm learning. As I learn how to be a better student, I learn how to be a better leader. I'm not perfect, but I sure have fun in my imperfection. And I just thought you might want to have fun with me. You see how now we're more of a dance. You guys kind of see the dance? And I'm going to keep going back to you guys with that because in here, I need to know about you. You did beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. To tell me where you were and how it was stripped from you. And then you learned a lesson and you went out there and you taught me something. What I want is I want the dance in between. I want the relay. And that's that place. So what I'm going to keep driving home to you, you guys, and I've said it almost with every speaker, is I want to hear more of that dynamic relevance between you and the audience. And the last thing I want to share with you. You know, I love your ending because it was disruptive. I love your ending. I love the running off. I love it. I also want to see you inside of a stillness. I want to see you inside of a stillness, maybe right before then. Something that looks where the camera can come in and you can show a big piece of your heart. I'm not 4 anymore. I'm not 8 anymore. I don't get to wear my hair in these pigtails every day. And I'm not wearing Mickey Mouse pajamas on every platform. And I don't get to walk around with my big teddy bear. I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a leader. But I don't have to rob myself of the joy that I had as a child. I don't have to rob myself of organic laughter for absolutely no reason at all. I get to be happy as a woman, as a wife, as a leader. We get to be happy as men, as women, as leaders. You get to be happy as a successful business owner, as a child. We get to be happy together. And to help that, I have a little sprinkle fairy dust, whatever. So you see, and the camera will work with you if you have cameras, because you see how as the camera gets close to me, you get close to me? Everything on stage is about building a relationship. And that comes inside the openness.
Lisa, I just want to add one thing. I'm not sure I'll remember to tell you that. That's all. The audience wants to talk to you. And they tried to about 4 times. And even when they did, you interrupted them. And so it'd be like you talking to me in a coffee shop, and every time I start to talk to you, you actually interrupt me. And I really want you to watch that, because there's the time when you heard it, they wanted to tell you something. And we have to be able to listen to them. We have to be able to, it's this back and forth conversation. Dialogue. And it was just so beautiful. And it's like, bang. And when they were clapping, your voice came right over it. And just stand there and allow them to talk as long as they want, and then move away from it. And that's that stillness. But anyways.
That's that moving from a monologue to a
dialogue.
And when David says they want to talk to you, they were loving on you. They were loving. They were like, sis, you got it. Yes, you're me. Let me tell you a little more. So you want to have that really because it'll fuel you.
Yeah.
You guys, absolutely the best in the beginning we could see. JoJo. Fun. I love you. I love that.
Thank you.
Right. I love it. How much fun.